Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, they say silence is golden, but sometimes you can be damned by your silence. Guys, I bring you this. Headers farmer crisis. Tinubu silent because he doesn't want to lose his cap. A headline attributed to Senator Shehu Sani. So toxic and potent and acerbic missives coming from the northern quarters in the direction of the Ashiwaju of the GBT merchants. Of course, this guy, Shehu Sani, no friends, no foe. He calls it as he sees it. And how he sees it, again, headers farmer crisis, Tinubu silent because he doesn't want to lose his cap. A headline attributed to Senator Shehu Sani. So now let's see what the Kaduna senator has to say. Senator Shehu Sani has mocked the All Progressive Congress APC national leader Bola Tinubu for his long overdue silence on the brewing Fulani herdsmen farmer crisis in the southwest. In a tweet on Wednesday, February the 3rd, the former lawmaker said Tinubu's continuous hush over the ethnic tension generated by the eviction notice issued to herders in Oyo and Ondo states is because he does not want to lose his cap. Fulani herders have been accused of complicity in the rising crimes, including kidnapping, maiming, killing of farmers, and destruction of farms in the southwest. A 2-week notice was issued to the herders to leave the Ondo State Forest by Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, who argued that the criminals amongst the herders are using the reserves as hideouts for various crimes. Sani said Tinubu's silence is a coward's attempt by the Jagan, Tinubu's pseudonym, to save his caps and shoes. So this is a direct quote now from his Twitter handle, from Senator Shehu Sani's Twitter handle. If the Jagaban opposes eviction, he will lose his shoes. If the Jagaban supports eviction, he will lose his cap. Just wear your thick mask off your phone, our leader. So just wear your thick mask and off your phone, our leader, is the summary of what he's saying. But let's just go through that. So he said if the Jagaban opposes eviction, he will lose his shoes. So now what he's saying in effect is that if Tinubu backs Buhari, the entirety of the Yoruba race will turn against him, of course, because this battle now that the Yorubas are engaged in is an existential battle. It's a battle against an existential threat being put upon them by the Fulanis, led by Malam Buhari. So now if Tinubu then backs Buhari, which by extension then would mean that he's backing the Fulani headsmen, then the entirety of the Yoruba nation, and by the way, most of them are not for him anyway, but now the entirety of the Yoruba nation will turn against him in unison. So that is, if he opposes the eviction, he will lose his shoes. But then he goes on to say that if he supports the eviction, he will lose his cap. So we've already seen how we will lose his shoes by backing Buhari and the Fulani killers, but now he will lose his cap if he backs the Yorubas, because of course the Yorubas are weighing against Malam Buhari, and if he backs the Yorubas, then of course then he by token and by extension he's weighing against Malam Buhari, and his faith, the fate of his future, is very much in the hands of Malam Buhari, and he's still laboring under the misapprehension that the Fulani man has any intentions of handing over to him, which we all know is never going to happen, but he does continue to labor under that misapprehension. So it is that misapprehension now that Shehu Sani is saying by him losing his cap. So if he backs the Yorubas, he loses his shoes. If he backs the Fulanis, he loses his cap. Or you can take it whichever way. Damned if you do and damned if you don't. is effectively what Shehu Sani is saying, that this is the position now that Tinubu has placed himself, and that is why now he's not coming out in the public space to make a comment on this particularly potent and important matter within the Nigerian space. So a flip of the coin is what Tinubu is flipping. Heads he loses, but tail he also loses. Effectively is what Shehu Sani is saying. Tinubu, a former Lagos State governor, has been rumored to be eyeing the 2023 presidency. Although no official confirmation from his camp, he has not done much to disregard the growing speculation. In a similar development, some Yoruba youths led by a popular activist, Sunday Igboho, on Friday, January the 22nd, stormed Igangan town in Ibarapa region of Oyo State to chase the Fulani herders out of the community after the expiration of the quit notice earlier issued. Meanwhile, it's been reported that Alhaji Cr1S1S President of Mieti Allah in the southwest, called for the cooperation and harmony between the locals and the cattle rearers in the region. Speaking during a meeting between the leaders of the group and the southwest governors, which was held in Akure, Ondo State capital on Monday, January the 25th, Zuru said there is an age-long relationship between the Southwest and the Fulani herders. He noted that it is in the Southwest that the herders are making huge profit out of their cattle rearing business because Yoruba people enjoy partying and ceremonies. So now there you have it now, ladies and gentlemen. So that's another strand to it. So let's just start from that strand, because this is something that I've been trying to advocate for a very long time now, but it looks as though nobody's actually paying any heed to it. Nobody's paying any mind to it. The entirety of the Fulani cattle trade is dependent on two things only, and no more than those two things are the Yorubas and the Igbos. The entire economy of cattle rearing in all of that sub-region, especially within our own geographical proximity, within proximity to our own geographical space, the entire economy of cattle rearing in that entirety is dependent on the Igbos and the Yorubas. Why do I say that? The Fulanis and the Hausas, they don't really eat beef meat because they have a bond with that animal so much that they don't really see it as meat anymore. And the way they rear this animal also, some of the things that they do feed them, they already know what they are feeding these things, and they cannot bring themselves to eat it because they know that it is not good meat. But there is no party that is complete in Yoruba or Igbo land without you tying some 3 or 4 malus in front of your gate on a tree to let everybody know how big you are going, to let everybody know how big you are. So your wife gives birth, you buy 3 malu. You get married, you buy 10 malu. Daddy goes, you buy 10 malu. Mommy goes, you buy 10 malu. Uncle that was nice to you when you were something and he paid for your his second year in uni or something, he passed away, so you go there with 2 malu. The other person that he did, so this is the economy of that thing. The entirety of the economy of that malu business is entirely about the southern regions of Nigeria, nowhere else, because the largest amount of funding, the largest amount of economy within that sub-region is in Nigeria, and the bulk of the wealth is concentrated. I'm not talking about individually the richest person in Nigeria, but generally the wealth as across the board within the Nigerian space is more manifest within Yoruba Igbo land than it is in the northern part or in anywhere else. So the economy of Malu is dependent on the southern regions, and this is exactly the point that this guy is making, and this is exactly the point that I have been trying to labor for a very long time. So they bring their cattle to feed on your land and kill you for good measure, and then sell you then malu that they've fed on your land for free and killed you and then fed you to their malu, because I was hearing that they pour salt on these people that they kill for the body to decay and then feed that to to the Malus. I don't know how far that is. That's just some of the rumors. But then, of course, all sorts of rumors, including having like a carnal knowledge of the animals, etc. So we all know what these Fulani elements are like. But nevertheless, that is really the thing. If we stopped buying Malu, which is really where the potency is, well, for our region, at least they can't come to your house, no matter how ruthless they are, to force you to take a Malu and force you to part with money for it, because that will be a new crime entirely known, that has been brought to unknown to humankind, that a seller comes to you to force you at gunpoint to take possession of a good that you do not want and part with money that you don't want to give away. So if we don't buy the Malus, then the entirety of that trade will collapse within 12 months. And if that directive can go out from the leaders of all of the communities, the Hausas, the Yorubas, not the Hausas, the Igbos and the Yorubas, I am saying, not the Hausas especially, but if the Hausas want to join in, they're most welcome. But especially within the southwestern region, if the directive can go out from all of their leaders, the traditional ones especially, not to buy that Malu anymore, we'll see then how quickly that economic collapses, and that will be the end of that. Conversations in the comment section is Shehu Sani now coming out to mock Tinubu that if he flips the coin, he loses, however the coin lands. But what are you making of this? Is my question. Come share thoughts about what the good senator from Kaduna State has to say in the comment section. But before you come into the comment section to engage, click on the red subscribe button so it on screen. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Click on like as well, because that helps with YouTube algorithm. Once you've done all the clickings, Senator Sani is saying that Tinubu is being silent because he doesn't want to lose his shoes and his cap. What says you? So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section. But here I say, peace.